control of your life starts now. Is something standing in the way of your success and happiness? Welcome to Magic at Your Fingertips with your host, EFT virtuoso Teresa Bolin. This program will use emotional freedom techniques and other healing modalities to help you create the life you want. Now, here's your host, Teresa Bolin.
Hi, I'm Teresa Bolin, the creator of Magic at Your Fingertips. I live in Japan and I'm an emotional freedom techniques instructor and practitioner, which basically means I'm an expert in helping people eliminate stress and other unwanted emotions. To find out more about my services and how I might be able to help you, please visit my website, www.magicatyourfingertips.com. And if you're new to the show and you haven't seen the holiday show yet, you have a present waiting for you. So go ahead and write this down, www.magicatyourfingertips.com/holiday gift. And holiday gift is all in lowercase letters. And don't worry, if you're seeing this after the holidays, you can still benefit from the gift as long as it's available. In addition to my life helping people with EFT through music, and in the creation of this show, I'm also a Buddhist nun in To-dai-ji's class of 1,250. Of course, as you know, I work out in the world rather than in a temple. For as long as I can remember, New Year's to me has been a time for reflection and meditation, and I love the way we celebrate it in Japan. It's with great joy and gratitude in my heart that I bring it to you from To-dai-ji. And I am so happy and grateful that you are here joining us in this program today. Hello everyone, I'm feeling very blessed today to be here with my friend Shoshu Hiraoka Sensei. And he's going to be guiding us through some of the background information about how we celebrate New Year's here in Japan. So first of all, today is December the 14th and it's a very special day here at To-dai-ji. What is special about this season? What is this season called?
Because we called here, we call the shiwasu.
Shiwasu. And what does that mean if we translate it literally?
Yeah. Shi is a teacher and was is running. So teacher is running around houses. And which houses? All the rich people's house called monk and plays 1,000 and for example 3,000 name of the Buddhas.
Okay, so in this case when we say teacher we're actually speaking of the monks. And now do monks go running to people's homes these days or was that in ancient times?
Maybe it's ancient, not so much ancient, about 500 years old and or 600 years ago.
I think for many of our viewers today, 500 or 600 years ago is actually ancient times, but here in Japan, here in this place, and we're actually in the grounds of To-dai-ji right now. How old is To-dai-ji?
To-dai-ji was built nearly 1,250 years old.
Okay. So that gives you an idea of the difference in the time scale of how we're used to looking at things. Alright, so these days, instead of going to homes, what do the monks and nuns do? So instead of, we don't run to people's homes anymore, but now at the temples.
At temple we praise name of the God, name of the Buddha, and this name is divided three, and past, present, and future Buddha. It was there, and one, for example, one present Buddha has 1,000 names, and so we prayed 1,000 Buddha by bowing. And so it's very hard to do it. But the old time, they prayed nearly 3,000.
3,000 times. So that would be the past, the present, and the future.
Yeah, yes, of course. But this festival is not original To-dai-ji ceremony.
Oh, it's not. Okay, so where did this festival come from?
They brought from the Hasedera about 100 years ago.
From Hasedera. And where is Hasedera?
It's located in the southern part of the Nara.
Okay, so the southern part of Nara City or
Nara City.
Nara City, okay. So this is a relatively new festival, and I have a clip of that to show you in a little bit. Alright, so let's head on over to To-dai-ji's Great Bell. The bell has a very important role in the New Year's ceremonies. The bell itself is 3.86 meters high, 2.71 meters in diameter, and it weighs 26.3 tons. I just wanted to give you a really good look at it in the daylight before the crowds of people are arriving for the New Year's celebrations. I read that over 800 people are going to be participating in the ringing of the bell this year. And now joining us again is Hiraoka Sensei. Alright, so now we're at the bell of To-dai-ji, and I'm told that this bell's name is Nara Taro, is that right?
Yeah. Taro is a very popular name in Japan for the men, but so Nara Taro is maybe the first very famous bell in Japan. This is showing.
Okay. Okay. Well, To-dai-ji is definitely one of the most famous temples in Japan. And every year on New Year's Eve, this bell gets rung by the monks and the many, many hundreds of people who line up to ring the bell. So we're going to talk about that in a moment. What is the ringing of the bell called?
We call the Joya no Kane. That's for the New Year's.
Joya no Kane for New Year's. And Kane means bell, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then what time do you start ringing the bell?
Just midnight.
Just at midnight.
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. Okay, 12 o'clock midnight, straight up.
Yeah.
We start ringing the bell. All right. And then how many times do we ring the bell?
Other times on 108.
108 times.
That's a very special number.
That's a special number. Okay, and why is 108 a special number?
Because from the traditional way of the thinking in Buddhism, there's a 108 attachment. And so when I beat the bell 108, this attachment will disappear.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And New Year's will come.
And New Year's will come. And then it'll be a very good New Year's because we've released those 108 earthly attachments.
Yeah. Even the this rosario has a 108 beans. So this is just like calculate how many times I calculated the attachment. So when I finish from here to here, so it is 108 times we have already did.
Okay. Now, this is a really great example for showing about the 108 attachments, and as Hiroka Sensei said, for counting those 108 attachments for the purposes of releasing them, right, for letting that go, clearing. So this is a very powerful clearing technique that's used here, and by doing it on the bell on New Year's Eve as we ring in the New Year, literally ringing in the New Year, that goes out through the sound and vibrationally. And on New Year's Eve, there will be camera crews here from all over the country, from the major news networks, and this actually will be broadcast live throughout Japan. So whether you come to your temple in person or you're watching on TV, pretty much everyone in the country is joining in this releasing of the 108 earthly attachments during New Year's. And while we're here, I just want to show you on the bell. The bell is directly behind us. The bell is directly behind us. It's very large. Is it made of bronze?
Yes, this is made of bronze. It was built nearly 1,250 years old. This building.
1,250 years
but
ago.
This building is burned once. That's why this building is built 800 years ago.
Okay, so the building that we're standing, that houses the bell, was rebuilt 800 years ago after a fire. But the bell itself is 1,250 years old.
And also there's some of the story. So when the people want to carry it up to the bell, up to here, it's very, very difficult to do. That's why there's some story. One is a very clever boy was standing near here, and maybe he came from the Korea. And he said, it's very easy to lift up this bell. How he said? Because they put the mountain here, and put the mountain and rolling the bell and here, and join to the top and lift it. And after take out all the sand and it will come. So this kind of story also available in this bell.
Okay, well that's really great to know, and I don't remember ever reading about that before, so that's a little special story that you guys, viewers of Magic at Your Fingertips, get to hear. And you'll notice that there is not a clapper inside the bell like Western style bells that you'll see, but rather there's a gigantic wooden beam, a supported wooden beam that has ropes attached to it, and you ring the bell from the outside of the bell. So that's a very interesting feature as well. I want to go back for just a moment, Sensei, for the 108 earthly attachments. And I've had a lot of friends, English-speaking friends, who've sent me various kinds of information and explanations in English about those 108 attachments. But here in Japan, do we concern ourselves with the meaning of each individual attachment as we're releasing them? No.
I don't think so. Even me, I don't know what kind of attachment. I don't know. I cannot count it. 108.
Okay, so it's really about just allowing yourself to release them.
Yes, and it's from the philosophical way thinking. The 108 attachment will come from the Hinduism, not the Buddhism at all.
Oh wow.
Just imported the idea of the Hinduism to Buddhism.
So it's already something that's an imported tradition here. So for our viewers watching this, do they need to be Buddhist in order to release those earthly attachment through using a Buddhist rosary or through listening to the bell, or is it available to everybody?
Yes, of course.
Okay, available to everybody. All right, thank you so much for this part of the tour.
Welcome to our To-dai-ji temple. To-dai-ji temple was built nearly 1,050 years old, but burned twice. That's why this building is built up at about 400 years ago. And the size of the building is smaller than original one. And 30% is smaller than originally. So you can enjoy the To-dai-ji temple inside. This is one of the main building in my temple. Twice a year, the door will be open. When the door is open, we can see the face of the Buddha from here. That is 15th of August and New Year's Day. Just faces and road, you can see the colors are different. The middle stones came from the India, and the reddish one is came from China and Korea and Japan. This is showing the root of the Buddhism come from India to Japan. And when we see the up, you can see the tail of the fish or tail of the dragon, the golden one you can find out. So that is showing, that is the symbol for anti-fire, because just a charm of the anti-fire. So when the fire happens, the tails cold go up to the heaven and cause the rain. So even you go to the castle, Japanese castle, you can find that the fish or something is a relation with sea and water. And the distance between two golden tails is the same wideness of this road. This is the original lantern of To-dai-ji temple, and it was built nearly 1,050 years old. All the backside of the building is burned, but this lantern is still locating from the old time. And this is an octagon lantern, but when you come to the temple in the night, for example New Year's time, you can see the lantern in the middle in the fire, and you can see the night lantern. You can see only that time. And this when we show this lantern to the Indian person, this fruit bodhisattva is recognized as a Krishna in India. So they are thinking about a relation with Krishna, but there is nothing a relation at all with Krishna. May I explain about this Buddha?
Yes, please.
His name is Vairochana Buddha in Sanskrit. And when you see the Buddha, you can find that small Buddhas available on the backside of the Buddha. Why? Because these are interpreters of the Vairochana Buddha. And Vairochana Buddha speaks only the cosmic language, so nobody cannot understand what he is saying. So in our philosophy, we need an interpreter. That's why you can see the backside, there's many Buddhas available. These are interpreters of the Vairochana Buddha. And so they said, even the Jesus Christ must be the interpreter of the Vairochana Buddha. Even the Muhammad also same. So Muhammad also the interpreter of the Vairochana Buddha. So every religion said, our religion is the best in the world. So, so even in our temple, we are thinking our Buddha, our philosophy is the best, best of the world. This is a butterfly. And this butterfly is different from the usual general butterfly. Just count the number of the legs. This legs is 8 legs. So 8 legs means spiders, but not the usual one is 6. So why this is 8? Because this butterfly is living in the heaven. So this space is a heavenly space. That's why even the butterfly has 8 legs. Okay? Yes, and this is the original model of the To-dai-ji temple. To-dai-ji temple is built 1,250 years ago, and this is the original scale. So at that time, there is a 7 stories pagoda is available. The height nearly 100 meters, and east and west pagoda was available at that time. And when the building is starting to build, it's nearly 10. It's take about 10 years, and totally half of the Japanese population is used for 10 years. So this is very, very quickly did, and also used the money too much at that time. This is a model of the 800 years ago To-dai-ji temple's model. But this model is made by the person who are living in the jail for the children, young person's jail. This model is built. This model is the present model of To-dai-ji temple. They just compared with Kamakura period and Edo period building. You just count the span of the building. This building is 7 span wider, and that's Kamakura one. It's 11 span. That's more Kamakura and Nara period building is more wider than this present one. Do you know what it is? This is a pillar. But what is this? This is the hole of the nail of the pillar. Why there's a hole? Because in the Edo period, and about 400 years ago, there is no more big tree available. This tree maybe is more than 1,000, past more than 1,000 years. But in the 400 years ago, no more big trees available. That's why they cover another tree and make it big, another wood. For example, why this is the angle here? this angle is the starting point of the wood, and make it rounded, and make it big, and so without starting point, it is just shaking, and put a hole. For example, you just see this pillar. This pillar is gathered with this kind of tree, wood, and make it long, and tight it by the iron tight, and this is a nail. You want to see inside of the pillar? I will show you inside the pillar. See this pillar. There's a hole under the pillar. This hole size, same size of the nostril of the great Buddha. And every person wants to go through the nostril. And you just see the inside. Inside there is the core of the wood. And outside, you can see this thickness of the wood is tightened. That's why I make it big. You understand? How big we can compare with my hand. Yes? You will see the ceiling. This ceiling is two tatami sides. You know that tatami is a Japanese mattress. When you see go up your eyes on the ceiling, that square is 4 tatami and half size. So why so different? This is showing the illusion to the eyes. When we see from the down, and that square it will be same size. That's why even you see the face of the Buddha or body of the Buddha, it's very close to our eyes. We don't feel the Buddha is far from our eyes. So this is some technique of the optical illusion of in this hole.
This next part of the video that Hiraoka Sensei explains is my favorite part of the time we spent together. And the feeling of it is my wish for you in 2012.
So you just see the right hand. Right hand shows, don't be afraid. And this is in Sanskrit, Abhaya Mudra, you can say. So when we go to the usual person, when we go to the new world, they will be very afraid. So Buddha said, don't be afraid, I will protect you. But when we see the left hand showing like this, please give your wishes on his hand. He will accomplish your wishes. So this posture is a preaching style of the Buddha.
So fast forward to New Year's Eve. Since I couldn't be in 2 places at once, I had to make a very difficult decision to photograph the bell or to be at the Daibutsu Den at the stroke of midnight. So for this year, I opted for the bell.
Alrighty, so it's getting closer to midnight, the excitement's building, the crowd's getting bigger and bigger, and you can probably see the NHK camera crew behind me setting up, making their final preparations for the midnight ringing of the bell. And you know, I'm really grateful that they're here. It's thanks to their incredible lighting and the way they have everything set that we're benefiting and able to bring this to you as well lit as it is.
どこまで進んでる？そこ。
Thank you so much for ringing in the new year together with us. And thank you for clicking like, for favoriting, and for sharing the love by sharing this show. May 2012 be a year overflowing with blessings for you and for everyone your life touches. This is Teresa Bolin, the host and creator of Magic at Your Fingertips, wishing you the feeling of all your heart's desires realized.
We hope you've enjoyed Magic at Your Fingertips. Please share your feedback on the show and let us know what kind of programming you'd like to see more of here. And be sure you're subscribed so you can join Teresa Bolin again in the next episode. Have a great week and we'll talk again soon.